1. Background. I am absolutely horrible when it comes to being a handyman. If you need something unbalanced or put together wrong, I'm your guy. But each time something occurs, I think, this is the time I'll get it right. Hasn't happened yet, but hope springs eternal, which is why I am frequently at an orange big box store where they claim that I can build anything and they can help. I'm having increasing doubts about this claim, but anyway. If you're familiar with this place, which we'll call HD, employees wear orange shirts, slacks, and a smock. I do not own an orange shirt, as it is against my religion. I frequently wear maroon shirts, with the logo of a certain awesome university in College Station, Texas on it. If you know what I mean. Gig'em. And you know why there's no orange in the collection. So take a maroon shirt, add gray gym shorts, and I'm not really a candidate for Employee of the Month. Or employee at all. So I'm looking for some very long, thin screws to hang a shadow box. Also, I'm looking for drill bits since I lost the last set in our recent move. So I'm wandering the aisles, cluelessly looking for my stuff. I should know where things are, but this happens every single time. Maybe I'm thinking of the stuff I could do if I wasn't useless. Whatever. I see a rather attractive lady about my age with a cart and she's moving rather quickly. I smile, but say nothing, heading the other way down the aisle. I run into a guy who lived down the street from us before the move, exchange pleasantries, and ask him where these F-screws are. He points me in the correct aisle, and I head off. I find the screws, but not the exact ones, and I'm looking at the massive bunch of them, hanging up like an art snob looks at the Mona Lisa. Just kind of staring. And then the fabled, "Excuse me." The flustered, irritated, "I'm better than you." "Excuse me." Being a fan of this place, I immediately thought, they really do that? I turn and look over my shoulder and raise my eyebrows, but don't say anything. It's that lady, who shall now be called, you got it, Karen. "I need to get some drywall nails. Get them for me." These are screws. I know that for a fact. Look behind you. "You look behind me, it's your job." I'm somewhat perplexed. That's a fascinating assumption. How did you get from there to here? "I saw you talking to your co-worker." How she did that, I don't know. Maybe she turned around. "You've been up several aisles. He told you what you needed to do." "Ma'am, I don't work here. In fact, I'm probably the worst person you could ask for help here." "Don't give me that bullshit. Do your job." I pointed my shirt. "This says Aggies. It is maroon. They wear orange and don't wear t-shirts. They wear slacks and don't wear gym shorts." "So you're dressed down. So what?" I turn around. "Look, I found the screws." I turn and wave them at her as inspiration strikes. "Get screwed." She invites me to procreate with myself and then storms off. I head to the drill bits, and here comes Karen with my old neighbor. "Hey, Ernest. You adding a little crazy to your rounds today?" "See, it's your buddy. He wouldn't help and was rude. I don't care if he's not dressed or on the clock. He's not professional." "He's also a moron when it comes to this stuff." Can't really argue that. So I just give the Michael Jordan shrug. "But he doesn't work here, never has. We'd fire him. Totally clueless." I did find the screws. Kay cusses a little more and storms off. Ernest and I share and go our separate ways after I get the drill bits. I get home and hang the shadow box. It fell off the wall. 2. I work at a popular thrift store in Canada, and we have a policy where you can bring back most items within 7 days for an exchange. No returns or store credit, just a same-day exchange. But you have to bring the receipt, and the tags must be attached. Because of everything going on right now, we extended it to 14 days. I'm in Ontario, so we get a lot of people a day. Sometimes, if the person didn't know about our policy, we will make exceptions. But this is up to the supervisor, and what he or she says is final. However, if a customer is rude, we are 100% allowed to just refuse a return without having to call for a supervisor. I personally always call for one because I understand that mistakes happen and some people don't know. So I got a customer in a week ago. 2 pairs of pants, tags not attached. But he did have other items to exchange for, so I explained to him the policy about the tags, and that I will call for a supervisor to see if she can do anything for him. He explodes on me yelling, "How the heck am I supposed to try them on without washing them?" So I calmly explained that this is just the policy, and I could call the supervisor to help him. He's not having that. He insists that I should just do it, and that he's in a hurry. That the rules were stupid, and that I should just do my job. I told him that I was doing my job, and that I'm calling the supervisor over right now. So I page for her, and she comes and accepts the exchange. After she left, he continues on about how stupid I was being, and that I needed to learn how to do my job. Of course, I told him that I do not make the rules, and that if he would like to call head office, he can, to let them know how he feels about it. He told me no, that he was in a hurry. During all this, I was doing the exchange, and he now had the receipt from the transaction in his hand, so he could leave at any time. Instead, he was holding up the line for probably 5 minutes just complaining. He went on about how they should train their new staff better, and that throwing me on cash on my first day was crazy. I then told him I was calling my supervisor back over so she can help him better than I could. And he freaking bolts out of the store. We have fitting rooms. Yes, we had to close right now, which is why we extended our exchange dates. He could have simply tried them on before having a shower or something. I have no control over company policy and how things work. I just do what I have been trained to do. I found out from my supervisor that he was in every single day. But the thing is, I was with the company for 5 years now. The reason he didn't recognize me is because it was my first day back from maternity leave. I've gotten many awards for my good customer service, and I have the pins on my apron as proof. What I did was not at all against my training, and I was told after that I did the right thing. However, for some reason this guy triggered a panic attack after he left the store, and I had to be sent home early as I was in no shape to keep working with the public. I can handle bad customers, but apparently not on this day. Ah, well. I didn't get in trouble for leaving on my first day back, and I've had multiple similar customers since, and handled them with a smile on my face. 3. It was a Tuesday, my day off as I had worked a weekend shift, and I went to the store on base to buy a new Xbox One that had just come out. Obviously, I couldn't just buy the Xbox, I also had to get another controller, headset, and the game I wanted to play. As I was looking through the electronics department, I overheard a conversation between Karen and S.E., the store employee.
S.E., come here now.
How can I help you, ma'am?
I want this TV and the best sound system to go with it.
Well, based off of the TV specs, I would recommend this Samsung sound system. It's top of the line for its price.
How much will it be in total?
It would be around $1,800, not including tax. $16.99 for the TV, $100 for the sound system.
I'm not paying that much for this. Give me a discount.
No, I'm sorry, ma'am, but I cannot give you a discount on these items.
Do you know who I am? I am Karen, wife of 06, who is the commander of the XX group. Give me a discount or else my husband will have your boss take away your minimum wage job.
At this point, I was getting pretty pissed. I hate when military spouses try to use their spouse's rank to get what they want. And the way this lady was talking to this SE was deplorable. I walked closer to them, acting like I was looking at the TVs that were next to them. Karen was so busy screaming at this guy she didn't notice me. Karen was wailing for SE's manager. SE tried to explain he is not able to give discounts on these items, and his manager is in a meeting and won't be able to come out to talk with her until he's done.
I don't give a shit where your manager is. I want him out here now.
Ma'am, I need you to be civil or else I will have to ask you to leave.
I will not be civil. You're being a crook and trying to steal money from people by selling overpriced items.
For those of you who don't know, military stores are generally the same price, if not cheaper than other stores, and it's all untaxed. Karen continued to make a scene, threatening SE with actions against his job. Ma'am, I need you to leave. The employee proceeds to walk towards Karen's cart.
Get off my cart, you minimum-waged ingrate!
Karen proceeds to raise her purse towards SC in a swinging motion. I step in and grab her purse before she has a chance to hit him.
Who the hell do you think you are? Get the hell off me. I'm Karen, wife of...
Yeah, I know who you are. The whole store knows who you are because of how loud you're being. You were about to assault this employee. He asked you to leave. Now get the fuck out of here before I call security forces on you for attempting to assault him.
I will have my husband take his job, and I will make sure you get demoted and lose your pay.
Good luck with that. You don't even know who I am. Now leave. Karen then proceeds to take her cart and ram it into my side, pinning my ankle under the cart. She then proceeded to hit me with her purse because I was unable to move out of the way because my ankle was pinned under the cart. At this point I lost my mind, and SE has had enough of Karen. I push the cart off me, walk over to her, grab her arm, my hand under her armpit. SE grabs her other arm and we proceed to drag her out of the store. As we are dragging her out, she is kicking everything in her reach, knocking stuff off the shelves. How the manager didn't hear any of this, I have no clue.
I'm calling my husband. You two are in deep shit.
I'll be here shopping for the next 20 minutes. I then walk back inside. SE proceeds to thank me profusely and helps me pick out the right stuff for my Xbox. He even gives me an employee discount on the Xbox, which is the best you could do without a manager there. As I walk out of the store 20 minutes later, I hear it.
There he is.
Karen and 06 storm over to me.
Who are you? What's your rank? What squadron are you with?
I am rank thrower and not me. I'm with the XX squadron.
Who in the hell do you think you are assaulting my wife? I'm gonna have you demoted, your pay pulled, and I'm calling SF to have you thrown in jail. I will have you court-martialed for this.
With all due respect, sir, your wife tried to assault a store employee, and she assaulted me. She's lucky I'm not calling SF to charge her with assault.
Karen, call SF now.
SF show up. 06 tells him that I assaulted his wife and he wants me arrested and thrown in jail pending action. At this point, SE notices what's happening outside and walks out. He then explains to SF what happened in the store, and they ask if there is video footage. Sure is. He takes them back to the audio room, purposefully taking them through the carnage that Karen caused, and showed them the tapes. SF walks back out. Sorry, 06, but the story SC and Thrower Not Me told checks out. Your wife assaulted them and destroyed store merchandise.
I'm calling your commander, Thrower Not Me, and I'm going to tell them everything. I'm going to make sure he knows how you talked to me and disrespected an officer. I will personally ensure that you get an Article 15.
No, he will not. 06 turns around to see the base commander standing there with his entourage. Apparently the base commander was the one in the meeting with the store manager. They were discussing a future influx of personnel due to a new unit being added to the base. He was about to walk out of the store when he heard the commotion. He stood there for a good 45 minutes to an hour listening to what was happening before he made his move.
06, I want you in my office in 30 minutes in your dress uniform.
06 and Karen walk off. BC turns to me.
I'm sorry, rank thrower not me. I'll make sure to inform your commander about what happened.
06 was removed from his position as XX Group Commander for his and his wife's conduct. Apparently he had done other things in the recent past that also put him in hot water. But this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Him and his wife were reassigned to a different base. The last I heard is that he was not allowed back into a leadership position and was stripped 2 ranks. 4. So I live in Canada, where I get 1 year maternity leave. Yay, Canada. So a few weeks ago, I went to meet my husband at his work, where this story takes place. My husband is an assistant manager, which is a key detail to this story. I'm carrying my son in a chest carrier. This was the first time customers are allowed in the store, and I'm walking around looking at product. I'm also talking to some of my husband's staff, one of them being my child's godparent, also my godsister. I see this lady walking around with a bit of an attitude, but I choose to ignore her. After all, she's not my problem as I don't work here. Clearly, even if I did, the fact that my child is strapped to my chest means here in Canada, I don't work here for at least 1 year. So lady is acting like she's in a mood and giving complete bitch face to anyone who can see. Exchange goes like this.
Excuse me, where the hell are the annuals?
Well, they're usually around here, but I don't know. Maybe they're sold out.
What the hell do you mean they're sold out? This is a garden center, correct?
Yes, but things do sell out. If they aren't here, I don't know what to tell you.
Why are you guys sold out? This is ridiculous. I want to speak to your manager.
Well, ma'am, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. They don't seem to have them where they usually are. Yes, my godsister comes over, as she's done for the day, to see me and her godchild. I turned to speak to her as she is more of a priority over MP. Still in uniform, but carrying all of her stuff to go home with. How's the baby? Great. He's sleeping right now, but overall doing really well. How are you? Oh, I'm good, just tired. It was a long day, excited to go home and chill. That's good. Do you need a ride? We can drive you home so you can spend some time with the baby. Yeah, actually I do. That would be awesome. MP is starting to get red in the face, and I can tell she wants to say something, but she holds off. My husband comes up to me, GS, and our son to see how we're doing. At this point, MP is red in the face. So, babe, everything okay? You want to go to the garden pharmacy with the baby? I started the fan up there so you can get nice and cool. Sure, babe, but this lady wants to speak to a manager. I point to the lady. Oh, okay, thanks, babe. He turns to MP and says, how can I help you?
Are you kidding me? You helped her first over me? And she's your spouse? This is nuts. I demand to speak to a manager.
Well, ma'am, I am a manager, and I was just telling my wife that I had space for her to go sit off with our baby and cool off till I'm done with work. But how can I help you? I stay close by just to see what happens.
Seriously? You have your spouse working here? What type of business is this? This place is a joke that you hire people like her just to create favoritism. Is this whole place run by you and your damn family? What the hell is wrong with this place?
Me and GS are standing off to the side, and I'm feisty, so I eventually speak up. Well, ma'am, I never said I worked here, and I was being nice to you by saying usually this is where you would find this stuff first off. Second, you can see that I'm carrying my child in a carrier. Considering in Canada we can take a year and a half off maternity leave, how do you get the idea I'm working here? Even if I was working here, I would be on leave. Third, as you can see, everyone is wearing different colored uniforms with the company logo. Do you see me wearing one? No, so how do you get the idea I work here? Use some common sense, and since I am married to one of the managers here, clearly to not make my husband look bad, I was being polite and giving you the best answer I could, when I could have easily said to you I don't work here, and why don't you find someone who does work here? I don't have to help out anyone, and you coming up to me and being rude despite us being in a pandemic, when we should all treat people kindly, shows what type of person you are. Also, please stop being rude to my husband, or, unlike him, I can tell you to go shop elsewhere with your shitty attitude. But I'm going to tell you good luck elsewhere, as they too will most likely be sold out, and not give any better customer service as this place does. I turn to my GS, who's dying over there, and give her a huge high five. SO is gobsmacked, but I can tell is processing. Store manager shows up to say goodnight as well and to see the baby for the first time. MP comes up to us and is not distancing now, and recognizes SM and starts to complain about what I just said.
Excuse me? You're the store manager, correct? I want to file a complaint about this lady right here.
Excuse? What? What type of complaint? I'm so confused. What's going on here?
MP explains her version, saying how I have been rude to her from the beginning of her entering the store, and she has been ignored by everyone. SM knows me to be anything but rude, so he listens and then turns to her and says,
well, ma'am, I can't take a complaint about fellow customers. Also, I have had the privilege to work with this lady, and she's amazing. Also, you need to back up and give us space, as we are still in a pandemic. And you could be exposing the baby to something. Finally, if she tried to help you the way she said she did, it's pretty nice of her since she doesn't have to. Have a good night, as the store is now closed.
He walks off, and MP is now screaming about how bad this place is run, and favoritism is extremely big here, and that she is going to
social media
to complain, amongst other things, that she finds wrong. I just died of laughter, and everyone else who was nearby was shocked. As she was leaving, I just waved by. So worth it. 5. BFG is an acronym for both Big, Friendly, and Fluffy Guy, and the Doom weapon, the BFG 9000. AKA the Blast Fusion Gun, AKA the Big Fugging Gun 9000. I'm a big fluffy guy, but the shirt I was wearing was referencing the Doom weapon. Just walked out of my local Sheetz, big gas station and convenience store, and I had to share this. Little bit of background. I was raised to treat others the way you'd like to be treated, so if you're polite or ask nicely, I'm more than happy to help out. I'm a big guy who's also a bit fluffy, but I'm normally a big teddy bear unless you're acting like an asshole. Then you get what you deserve. I worked customer service type jobs for 18 years, and I know the hell most of these workers deal with on a daily basis, so I try to help out when I can with little things like picking up trash, or cleaning a mess someone else made. I was ordering some food for breakfast, and an older gentleman was having issues with the ordering system. It's a touch screen with a lot of options, so unless you're used to it, it can be confusing. I finished my order and asked if he needed a hand.
Yes, please. The wife wants breakfast, and I have no idea how this thing works.
Okay, what did you want to get? He tells me what he wants, and I get him through the menu, getting his breakfast burritos with the fillings he wanted. I get the order placed and give him his ticket, and tell him he needs to pay first, and they'll call his number when it's ready.
Thank you.
No problem, have a nice day. I go grab a drink, and while I'm going to and from the coolers, I pick up some trash, and clean up a mess at the one coffee station. Seriously, if you're one of those people who leave a mess at a store that takes less than 3 minutes to clean up with napkins sitting 2 seconds from the mess,
I hate you.
As I'm coming towards the front, I hear the of bitch fingers, and a voice that sounds like a bird going through a wood chipper.
You boy! I need your help. Get over here.
I'm a bit confused as I'm not a boy and there's no one else near. Are you talking to me?
Yes, you idiot. God, the people they hire nowadays. I need help ordering some coffee and food.
I don't work here, but I'd be happy to help if you lose the shitty attitude.
Don't you talk to me that way. I know the manager and I'll have you fired.
Lady, I don't work here, and with that attitude, no one would want to help you, employee or not. I continue to the register and get in line, followed by the screaming of RK not far behind. Now at this point, I should point out that I'm wearing an all-black shirt with the letters BFG printed in bold text on the front. On the back is a picture of the BFG 9000, and an army mantra spin of the "This is my rifle, there are many like it" BFG 9000 style, printed beside it. I'm also wearing blue jeans with my work badge clipped to a belt loop with the name of where I work printed on it. Employees are wearing red or black aprons, company hats, and are in black or tan khakis. I clearly look nothing like an employee. As I'm standing in line, RK is still screeching loudly that she's going to get me fired. So loud that the manager comes out from the back asking what's going on. Ma'am, what seems to be the problem?
This employee refuses to help me. I demand to speak to the manager, and I want him fired now.
The manager looks at me and points. This guy?
Yes.
The manager looks at me again with a very confused look on her face. Ma'am, he doesn't work here, he's a regular customer. I frequent this place often and know most of the employees and who the managers are. I often drop off fresh donuts from a mom and pop place I swing by every now and then on my way home from work. Hey MG, rough morning already?
Bullshit, he works here. He just called you by name. I saw him help someone else and then clean up back at the coffee machine. I want the manager now and him fired. I'll be calling corporate the second I'm out of here.
Ma'am, I am the manager, he is not an employee, and I want you out of the store now for being rude, disruptive, and not wearing a mask. I'll be calling the police if you continue pressing your luck.
If he doesn't work here, then why the hell did he help that other guy and clean up back there?
Because I'm not a complete piece of shit. I've worked this type of job before, and it's people like you that make this job a literal hell to work. You're probably the one that made the mess at the coffee machine.
But...
Ma'am, leave now. She starts to head towards the door, and she must have finally saw what was on my shirt front. She had to make a comment.
What's BFG stand for? Big fat guy.
No, it's big effing gun, you want to see? I pointed my thumb towards my back. RK quickly shut up and left the store, got in her car and left. What the hell was that about? I turn around, she reads my shirt and chuckles. So where's my donuts for making me deal with this crap? Sorry, they're not open on Mondays. I'll snag you some next time. The usual mixed box? Sure, but I won't be working in the morning again till next Wednesday. And you know the vultures won't let me have any if you drop them off in the morning. Alright, I'll snag you a box next week. I paid for my stuff, grabbed my food, jumped in the car, and started typing. Guess I'm making a donut run next week. To anyone working customer service, I hope your day is quiet and calm as possible. Update. Went to drop off donuts this morning, and MG had an interesting story update for me. Morning, MG. Donuts, as promised. You're not going to believe what happened after the incident with RK last week, okay? Apparently she called the cops and says someone threatened her with a gun outside the store. You've got to be kidding me. Tell me you're joking. I wish I was. After the whole thing with RK, a cop showed up asking to see our camera footage and asked if there were any incidents that happened within the last 2 hours. I told them no and asked why they needed to check the footage. Cop said he was investigating a report that someone was threatened at gunpoint outside the store, and he needed to see if it was caught on camera. If it was, maybe he could get plate numbers of vehicles and a description of the suspect. I'm dumbfounded and looking with disbelief. No. I let him see the footage, and he asked about the incident inside that happened with you and RK. I explained what happened and what you said. Even got a good shot of your shirt at the register's cameras. He kept watching and saw her leave, and you leave about a little over an hour later. What are you doing in your car for so long? Posting the RK incident on Reddit. Couldn't wait to share my Karen story. I'll be doing the same thing once I get home for this little tidbit of idiotic gold. Okay. Anyway, cop said nothing looked wrong and no one was threatened from what the tape showed. He said he was going to do a follow-up call with the person who made the report. Donut me. I need my fix. For that, you can keep the whole box. Don't need to share unless you want to. I'm going to go home and get typing. This is great. Have a great day. People, I could only hope and pray that the cops had to call back RK, and she had to try to explain why she filed a false incident report. As an added bonus, I hope there's a punishment or fine for that crap. Again, anyone working in any type of customer service job, I hope your day is as quiet and calm as possible. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Adventures in Fast Food and Retail, number 98. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. I'm thinking about story number 2, was it there? The person offering to let them contact head office. That was always my favorite retort whenever I'd done something fully right and a customer was complaining about it. I'd just say, oh, well, if you wait a second, I'll get you the number of our head office. 9 out of 10 times, well, maybe a little higher than that ratio, they'd all go, oh, no, it's fine, and then they'd leave. It was always quite satisfying to see that. Okay, I'm going to keep the rest of the outro short. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourself.